Talking and not talking with Laura Solon.
Not when I was growing up, no. My mother wouldn't have any animals in cages, you see, so hamsters, guineas, bears, they were all off limits. She always said if you put an animal in a cage, it will study you, find your weaknesses, and then use them to destroy you. On the other hand, she also said she invented wheelie bins. And she didn't. She just liked to have something to tell people when they came round.
You've got to have a dog, innit? You've got to have a dog. You cannot not have a dog, you know. I'm not saying you can't mix it up. You could have a dog and a fish, a dog and a cat, a dog and a horse. You could even have a dog and a mouse if you wanted. But, I mean, the mouse won't like it. But you've got to ask yourself, do you care?
I don't know if it's relevant, but I've always been able to do brilliant impressions of horses. Hang on. That's a horse walking. That's a horse neighing. That's a horse doing. And that's a horse sleeping. I don't like to brag about it, but some people have said it's more like a horse than an actual horse. It's hard to believe, but we used to live in a house, didn't we, Nigel?
Yes, we did.
A plain, boring, everyday, ordinary, detached, ordinary, red brick house.
Always been a house, never been anything else.
I don't know how we put up with it, I really don't. But then last year, we moved into a barn conversion. And it's completely changed our lives.
It used to be a barn, do you understand? A dusty, lean-to outhouse for tractors and sheeps. But now it's an astonishing 3-bedroom dwelling with underfloor heating and, wait for it, 2 Argas.
People respect us now, they do. They say, do you see that couple, Nigel and Sally? They live in a barn conversion. Stop it. They do. I don't believe it. Well, believe.
My sister is afraid to ring me now.
Of course she is.
She says it makes her feel useless. And I've said to her, what is it? Is it the space? Is it the 2 en-suites? Is it the 100-foot south-facing reception room?
People have stood in that room and cried.
And she says it's all of those things. And the exposed beam.
And the space as well.
Well, I've said the space, but there is so much of it. Yes, you're right, it's worth saying twice.
So our message would be, if you are able to, get rich and live in a barn. It will change your life. Although, if you're going to buy one with a mezzanine level that has an 18-foot drop and you're hosting a 5-year-old's birthday party, you might want to invest in crash mats or bean bags.
They went off like lemmings.
As far as I can make out, there's been a bit of silliness in the library. The room with the books. It's Skinny Edward in the reference section versus Marie in children's literature. Something about milk, maybe? Buying milk? I don't really know. I like milk. It goes with everything. Cereal, tea, other milk. My brother, on the other hand, won't touch the stuff, since he went allergic to it in the 1980s. Although, of course, he calls them the lost years, because he spent them living as a woman.
Marie, I have a bone to pick with you.
Have you really? Hang on 1 second, though. What's that noise?
What noise?
Danger, git, danger, git, danger, git. Sorry, it's just my git alarm going off. Must have been triggered by something.
Ha 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 ha! Very clever, Marie. I suppose you think this is clever as well.
Not really, it's just a piece of paper. I'm more impressed by robots.
I'm talking about what's on the paper. The silly, childish email sent to all library staff from you about me.
Whatever are you talking about? You are Edward, who works in the reference section and who is very annoying. If you read it carefully, this email's about Medward, who works in the reference section and who, P.S., is a munt.
You fat woman! You don't think I can send a rude email changing the first letter of your name to an M?
Yeah, but if you did, it would still be Marie.
Oh, shut up! You have not heard the last of this. You realise that? I will be back to seek my terrible, terrible revenge, and it will be very terrible. I forgot my panini.
3 months ago, I left my job at the Home Office, and I was thinking of what to do next, and everyone always says, do something you love. And I thought to myself, what do I love? And I realised I really love honey. I always eat it for breakfast. It goes brilliant with crusty white bread, and you can even use it as a topping on puddings like yoghurt. So I looked up this British honey supplier on the internet and got myself a job on their farm in Dorset. And I suppose alarm bells should have rung when they asked me to email my measurements for work clothes. But I went along with it. And then when I turn up, they present me with this big white suit. And I'm thinking, hello, what's this in aid of? And then they give me this little silver can and say, that's your smoker. And I'm thinking, surely this isn't right, but maybe they do things here in a special way. And then they say, put on the kit and we'll meet you down at the hives. Hives? What? This doesn't sound good. But I don't want to rock any boats. It's my first day. And I get down there and I swear to God, the place is bloody swarming with bees. Literally, think of as many bees as you can and then double it, because you have never seen so many bees in your life. It's a bee storm. And they wanted me to go into the eye and pull these slats out of the hives. And I'm like, guys, are you mad? I'm not going in there. There's millions of bees. And there's one thing you don't do to millions of bees, and that's nick stuff from their homes. They will go mental. And they just turn to me and say, where did you think honey comes from? And this very small voice, which I now know was mine, said, from heating up oranges with sugar? And there's this pause, and this enormous guy called Fred just comes up right into my face, so his breath goes into my mouth, and says, that's marmalade, you dick. And it was very embarrassing.
I just don't really know what to do. I mean, we've been together 10 years and he just wants to say, it's over, I'm sorry, I don't love you anymore, without talking about it. You don't stay with someone 10 years and then wake up and say, I don't love you anymore, I'm going to go off with someone else. Oh, you know her actually, she lives in the flat above. I mean, he must be going through some kind of crisis or mental thing, and he needs my help, not to break up with me.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's very like when I went out with Mark. Do you remember Mark?
No,
it was quite some time ago anyway. He's very tall, very good looking, very generous, extremely devoted. He absolutely worshipped me, honestly. He couldn't get enough. I mean, he used to say I was the most beautiful person he'd ever met. And he worked in the film industry, so, you know, I'd obviously say, don't be stupid, you've worked with Hollywood stars, some of the most beautiful women in the world. But he would say, no, you are incredibly beautiful, and you're also very clever and very talented and yada, 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 yada. And I was like, shut up! But he would just keep saying and saying crying and saying it like all the time, whether to my face or on notes or spell it out with lilies on the bedroom floor, and I'd say, honestly, stop it. And he would say, I will do whatever you say, but I will not stop telling you how amazing you are. And then he took me to Barbados for a holiday. We went out on this yacht and he proposed to me under the moonlight. And I said no, because I wasn't really that into him, and of course I had about 7 other men on the go.
Sorry, how is that like me and Tom?
Didn't Tom work in the film industry?
No. No, he's a surveyor.
But he watches films, surely.
Well, yeah,
but... there you go, then.
Hi there.
Morning. What's the deal here?
It's £5 to see Santa, or just £3 to see the elves.
Why the hell would I want to see elves? Santa, please.
OK, is your son or daughter...
No, it's for me.
Right, well, step this way.
Yeah, I know. Up the path in the grotto on the lap. Thank you.
Ho, ho, ho.
Santa. Santa, hi. Raymond Allen. We met last year in Debenhams.
Oh, sugar. You're heavy.
Yeah, well, you know Kate Moss yourself. Now listen, we're both busy men. I've been a good boy this year, very good indeed. I went shopping with the wife 3 times for sofas. I sat through Johnny's nativity play without falling asleep or shouting off. So, quid pro quo, Santa, quid pro quo. For Christmas, I would like a ride-on lawnmower with grass collector and an accessory for trimming. I've drawn a picture of the basics.
Who's that?
Britney Spears. She's just for scale. Look, any problems, my number's on the back, all right?
Well, you know...
Yeah, pleasure doing business with you, as you were.
It has been the worst day, absolutely the worst day. I tell you, all the other days of the week have been roses and chocolates, but this day has been crap and handbags. It is worse than the day there was a fire on the maid. It is worse than the day the lure ran out and we had to use our hands. It is even worse than the time I was sailing to America on this unsinkable ship and we hit an iceberg and we all had to jump into the icy water, and that fat woman with boobies in a whistle would not share her red. And I made us think there was a film or a poem. Anyway, I don't care. Shut up, go away. There has been fussing, there has been shouting, there has been brouhaha, my arm hurts and I'm hot, very hot. It's all because of the cleaner. That woman is a shrew. She is too wide, she is too short, she is too small, she's an Oompa-Loompa cleaner with no hair. No, I wake up this morning, as I normally do, because, hello, I'm not dead. And I go downstairs, and one of the women, I don't know her name, she says, what would you like for breakfast, madame? Muesli or toast? I said, whatever, tubby lumps. If I have toast, you will cut it into triangles, and that is annoying. And as I told you yesterday, if I have muesli, I will die. It is gravel, it is Oatly flakes, it is raisins, and just when it can't get any worse... Hazelnuts! I had it! Go away! So they put me on the naughty step and took away my biscuits. Which was upsetting, and you might say, no big deal, fussy pots, they're just biscuits. But they're not just biscuits, they are pink wafers, and they're lovely. But I'm strong, I pull through, and around 11 o'clock I wandered into the drawing room to have a conclave with the China Lion. Now, China Lion is a precious friend of mine whom I bought at a flea market on the streets of Hamburg. The old lady said 2 Deutschmark. I said, shut up, I will give you 9. The deal was struck, and he became like a son to me, if a son can be a lion made out of China. Now, in the drawing room, the China Lion sits on the mantelpiece, so he can see the window, so he can see the door, and so he is near enough to the plastic leopard to have a chat. But when I walk into the room, I see immediately that the cleaner has moved China Lion to the bookcase, and worse than that, he is facing the wall. So I march downstairs to where the cleaner lives, and I say, Cleaner, why have you moved the China Lion? And she says, sorry, I'm so sorry, madame, I was dusting, I forgot. But of course, all I hear is, meh, 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 meh. So I pinned her to the wall and kicked her in the vag. Then they took away my iPod and sent me to my room, and you know, so what? Big deal. I put on my hat, my shoes, walk around. Good times, I love it.
Religion, schmeligion, that's what I say. I say that about everything. Everything, schmeverything. It just sounds so good. Good schmud. I'm actually addicted. Addicted, schmaddicted. I can't stop. Stop, schmop. See? Shmee? Help, schmelt.
Satan. And you can call him many names. You can call him the devil. You can call him Lucifer. You can call him Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, Whizbit. Or you can simply call him.
I'm not sure what I believe, but I do know that humanity-wise we're in a period of constant flux and uncertainty. I mean, I was sitting in a cafe the other day and the wife suddenly said to me, "So, bagels? The new baguette?" And we discussed it for hours. Neither of us could be sure.
I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with Elvis. If anything, I would say he's obsessed with me.
If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire
Team Wilcox. Peter and Alison can't take your call at the moment, so please leave your message after... Oh, bugger.
Well, I suppose like many couples, we had our rough patch, but the important thing is that we stuck together and got through it.
Team Wilcox. Yeah, it's rather like that poem on the tea towel. If you can't keep your head when others are losing theirs, then you'll be the one with the head.
Yes. Although we don't have that tea towel anymore, or any tea towels, or the house.
No.
You see, Peter had this business where he did something very clever with numbers.
I used to type them into a spreadsheet and press F9.
And then one day, instead of doing something very clever with numbers, he did something very silly.
Yeah, I thought we weren't going...
Very silly indeed, and he lost it all. Absolutely everything. His job, the house, his respect, his dignity, his self-confidence. Have I said dignity?
Twice.
His cars, his suits, his watch, the love of his children, the respect of his children, the trust of his children. And in the end, the children stopped calling him father because they didn't feel he deserved it. No, they invented an imaginary father called Daddy Brilliant, who never let them down and was better than Peter at everything except ruining things.
Yes, well, I'm actually writing a novel about a Russian spy in the Second World War. Now, he falls in love...
Shut up, Peter.
Right?
Look at that view.
That beautiful, beautiful, beautiful view.
Yeah. The sun on those hills, it's...
Don't, just experience it. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus is his name.
Yeah.
Hiya.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt your holiday, but I'm staying here with a few friends, and we've just done a quick survey, not just amongst ourselves. Obviously, I did the bar, Henny did the beach, and Tom speaks a bit of German, so he got up early and went round the pool. Anyway, the results have been verified and counted. It seems everyone agrees that your swimwear is way too small.
What?
You're basically wearing bikini pants, aren't you? And... as a British man who's not 12, that's just not on. Earlier, my friend said you got up from the bar and your tiger escaped from the zoo.
I happen to like wearing them.
Do you? Do you really? I mean, would you wear these to the pub at home or to work?
Well, of course I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't, because you'd be arrested and put on a list. You'd lose your job, your friends, and then your mum would have to go on TV and distance herself from you.
Look, it's my holiday, right, and I'll wear what I want to.
OK. But if you don't put shorts on in the next 5 minutes, 2 German men have promised they will wedge you into the land before time. I think that's the Stone Age. I'm not sure, but it's a bloody long time ago, so the wedgie's going to be fairly comprehensive.
All right, I'll put a towel on.
Super. Now, item 2, your wife's voice.
goodness. It's like a war zone out there. The library has become an actual war zone, like Afghanistan, or Bosnia, or High Wycombe. A plague on both their houses. Who will win? Edward from the reference section has valour and the phone directory on his side, whereas Marie works in children's lit. And children are our future. Unless they all get bird flu and die out, in which case we'll have to rely on computers or animatronic puppets. Oh, God, I hope it's computers. Otherwise, we're screwed.
Yes, I'm just going back to my desk now, so I'll look it up for you then. No, Mummy, I don't need to whisper. It's a library, not church.
Hello, Marie. This is my penis.
Put some clothes on!
I did. This morning, just after breakfast. But then I got to work and remembered that email you sent about me being a muck flap.
Munt, actually.
Potato, potato.
Not really, they're different words. More like potato, shoe.
The point is, I remembered my revenge. So I took off my clothes thus and wiped my goodies over every surface of your office.
Where is my four-colour bio?
Where do you think?
Edward, you wouldn't.
Revenge is a dish best served up a dark hole.
No!
It's a bit like that play, isn't it? The one where that man goes blind and everyone dies at the end. I hope I don't die. Well, at least not until after the weekend. I've got tickets for the Boney M musical.
So it's been, what, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 days, 13 hours since the happening, and I am absolutely fine, okay? Really, really fine. Fine. I'm Harry Potter and the Chamber of Fine. I'm Earth, Wind, and fine. I know what you did last summer, and you're fine. I'm Police Academy 6, the citizens are all fine. And I think a lot of people were worried I wouldn't be. I think they thought, Catriona's gonna get all icky, like when she was 15 and she got dropped from the cheerleading squad for alleged misuse of the pelvis. And she went all quiet and shaved her head, then ate like a dog on the kitchen floor because she did not deserve to live in the land of the bipeds. But that was a long time ago. I'm stronger now, and I've grown into my pelvis. So I got asked to leave my job at the bank for a while. It's nothing. I'm breezy. I'm easy. I'm relaxed. I'm so relaxed that sometimes when I walk downstairs, a little bit of wee comes out. But that's fine. I have pants for that. And when people say to me, Catriona, isn't your life hollow and dusty and, oh, God, so empty since you left your lovely, lovely job at the bank with the swivel chair and the self-respect? And I say, no, God, no, different, yes, empty, no. Sure, I miss the hustle and bustle and ruzzle and tussle and muscle and of the city. But I tell you what, being at home in the day, all day, I love it. I have taken to track pants like a duck à l'orange. You put them on before you go to bed, and then when you wake up, you're already dressed. And I am getting to know a whole new me. I love new me. Old me. Oh, she was mean, well paid, better dressed, continent, but mean. I once fired an intern for looking too much like David Suchet. It was like Poirot watching me work. But new me, it's the opposite of that. You know, new me would have said, you know what? You keep that mustache, you quirky Belgian dwarf. Send this fax, please, and while you're at it, go on a cruise and solve a murder. Knock yourself out. So, I'm good, life's good, eating cereal from the box is good. And anyway, it's not like it's permanent, 'cause it's not. Mark is looking after my job, and any time that I want it back, I just have to go down to the office and try and get past security. Which is not easy. Bert was in the SAS. He can break bones with his eyes.
I remember when I was a kid thinking my father was going to live forever. I think because he used to say, I'm going to live forever. No, wait,
That wasn't my dad. That was the theme from Fame, wasn't it? I loved that show. It was like a father to me.
I was adopted, so I don't know my real family. I did try to find them once. I went through court records and birth records and death records, and I narrowed it down until eventually it looked like I was probably from Newcastle. So I stopped.
What I love is family dynamics. The older kid's always the responsible one, the second kid's the studious one, the third kid's the reckless one, the fourth is the playful one, the fifth is the slightly evil one, the sixth is the spoilt one, the seventh kid is the forgotten one, who's ignored and unloved, and no one can even remember her name or what she's like or when her birthday is. It was Tuesday. Last Tuesday.
Oh, me and Sarah just got a little golden retriever puppy.
Oh, that's really sweet. Yeah. What are you going to call it?
God, we don't know yet.
Well, be careful what name you give it, because you don't want anything bad to happen as a result.
Like what?
Well, cautionary tale. When I was little, my mum had this tabby cat called Pickles, and she loved him to bits. I swear, it was like another child to her. And when she got drunk, she sometimes said she loved it more than me or my dad. Anyway, one summer, her French-Canadian cousin, Pascal, came over to stay for a while, and the day before she left, my mum went out shopping and left her some cold cuts for lunch with a note saying, "There's ham and cheese in the fridge, help yourself to pickles." And she literally did. We found his pelt 3 days later in the bin.
Oh my God!
Yeah, some people had this other theory that my dad had grown to resent the pet that his wife loved more than him and had killed Pickles with the ride-on lawnmower or something, and then laid the blame on Pascal, knowing she wouldn't be there to defend herself. But to that I say, what's more likely, my dad killing the cat or a French-Canadian woman eating it for lunch?
Right, I'd go with your dad.
Well, that just shows how little you know about the French-Canadians. They may take the form of sweet old women who bring you maple leaf T-shirts, but in reality they are savages who will do anything for meat.
Talking and Not Talking starred Laura Solon with Ben Moor, Katherine Parkinson and Ben Willbond. It was written by Laura Solon, with additional material by the cast, Carl Cooper, Andy Marlatt and Tony Roche. Original music was by Ozzy Miso, and the producer was Colin Anderson.
Hello? Hello, is that the post office? Hello, it is me. Me, but who else would it be, thicky lumps? I'm calling from the house. Anyway, I'm ringing about my postcode. I don't like it. It's too long. It's too bland. And it starts with SW. I had it, so I have come up with a new one. Do you have a pencil? Good. My new postcode will be A, B, C, D, Tessajowl, E. That will be all. Shut up, go back.
Talking and Not Talking with Laura Solon.
I guess officially I'd say my dream woman is my wife, but unofficially she would just be a 300-metre scale extric who could cook. Thank you.
My dream woman, she is fit, she's blonde, she cannot see out of one eye. Bloody gorgeous.
My ideal man? Well, he's Spanish, obviously. Brown hair, 5'10", 5'10 and a half, broad shoulders, kind eyes. He's got to be into sort of outdoory type pursuits, and oh yeah, instead of legs, he'd have thousands and thousands of wafting cilia.
I don't know. You know that cartoon, The Musker Hounds? Rather like the Musketeers, but with hounds. I rather like the main dog in that. He's probably dead now, though.
That's coffee for me, Earl Grey for Sue, and Andrew, I got you a rhubarb slushy.
But ask for orange juice.
Well, we can't always get what we want. OK, so before we start critiquing the art, we should probably sort out who we're all going to be.
Can't we just discuss it like normal people?
No, we can't. So I'll be Kirsty Walk, obviously. And then I think that...
Hang on. You were Kirsty last time. Surely it's my turn.
I see.
God.
You think you've got what it takes to be Kirsty, do you?
Yes.
Think you've got the poise, the wit, the forthright vocal tone?
Yes, I have.
Quite confident, Sue. I'll press you further. Do you always look good in suits?
Yes.
Can you sit still in a chair for days at a time? Did you make Andy Peters cry in the BBC canteen? Does your hair have its own PA? Do you know all the words to My Heart Will Go On? Do you like eating metal, Sue, and bits of glass? Can you use postmodernism in an actual sentence? And are you not afraid to shout, "You're going home in a bloody ambulance" at Celtic fans even when you're sitting in their stand? I didn't think so. So that's decided. I'll be Kirsty.
I'll be the blonde one who talks like a man.
Good girl. Now, Andrew, you're old and quite annoying. You can be Jermaine Greer.
Whatever.
Hi, thanks for coming in.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Sounded quite urgent in the email. So.
Yes. Look, there's no easy way of saying this, so I'm just going to come out with it. We've looked at budgets, strategies, and where we want to be next year, and I'm afraid we will not be renewing your contract.
What? You're firing me?
Yeah, I know.
I've been here 8 years.
Yes, we are grateful for your contribution, but there's just no place for you in our future plans.
What? I don't bloody believe this. I'm absolutely stunned. I mean, what? Look, I put my back into this place, working nights, weekends, half of which you don't bloody see, swanning off to executive meetings and things, and I'll tell you something else, Anne, right? I have values, I have principles called loyalty and honour and hard work, right? And decent bloody morals, right? And also...
Hello. Hi, Steve. Yeah, doing it now. Yeah, well, he's just in the middle of a monologue about morals. Yes, your call has totally interrupted it. Pulled focus and momentum's gone. Well, I guess there's two options. Either he can stop and go with dignity after I hang up, or I guess try and finish the speech. But I think that's going to be very hard to pull off, given that the moment's passed. OK, see you at 1. Bye-bye. Sorry, you were saying?
Swans mate for life, and when salmon swim upriver, I just wanted... Can I take this pen?
Sure.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. It was your pen.
Hey, babe, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really well, actually. I guess I can tell you. Sarah's pregnant.
She's not.
She is. I'm going to be a daddy.
Oh my God, you are, aren't you? Aren't you? Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know, it's incredible. She's due
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Amazing
Hi, campers.
Nice and nice.
You know, we have been in England now for months and 1 year, and people are asking, what are you thinking of England? And we are thinking, Maxwell.
Hot pocket. We like it big. It's like good mother. It is like best friend.
Yes, but not the best friend like Minishka, because she is dirty bag and tries to put sex with friends' husbands.
She have naked tits.
And if she have more, I will take her for a walk and kick her on the head. But in England, you have beautiful buildings, beautiful peoples, and these very good supermarkets.
Isn't little helps?
Yes, it does really.
Isn't little helps?
We live in west of London. We have one neighbor, she's nearly dead. We also have other neighbor, his family, 2 children and 1 dog. And they play this game. Red leg.
You spin the wheel and they say, red leg. You put your leg on the red.
If you can, maybe you can't, and you fall down.
Red leg, hot pocket.
Oh, I laugh and blood comes out of my nose.
What happened was
we watched this programme on BBC Two about how nice living in the countryside was. And honestly, it did look lovely. All sunny and everyone sitting around eating homemade bread and looking rather pleased with themselves. And Liz said that's what she wanted, and that if I loved her, I would give it to her. I suggested she was being a bit childlike and manipulative, and she said that if she didn't get what she wanted, she'd hold her breath till she died. So we sold our flat in London and bought a cottage called Moor, so called because it was in the middle of a moor, 23 miles from the nearest shop. And it needed quite a lot of work because it wasn't really a proper cottage, it was more of a wall. And Liz decided we should maybe convert it into a luxury 5-bedroom villa. And the plan was that I would do the renovations while she would fund the project by putting jam into interesting pots and selling it. Looking back now, of course, it wasn't the best laid plan, because to meet the £427,000 renovation cost, you'd have to sell about 250,000 jams. And she didn't. She sold 6, 2 of which I bought. And then she got fed up with it all and decided the best thing for her was to start sleeping with my brother, who's 21. Now I'm still here trying to finish the job. And so far I've built a wall, which fell over, and a roof, but that blew off. And people ask me, what's it like sitting in a tent in the middle of a moor, surrounded by jam? And you know what? I say it's great. And they say, really? And I say, no. It's bloody awful.
What we are, put simply, is originators, creators, innovators and impresarios of, by, with and from the arts.
Yeah, which always makes me laugh, because until I was 18 I wanted to be a spy, like James Bond.
What?
Yes, and in some ways I already had a licence to kill, because I had a job as a lifeguard at a local swimming pool.
Hush. Now, people always say, what are the arts? Who are they for? Are they for everyone? Are they for not everyone? Are they for dogs? If I put my producer hat on for a moment...
The red felt one.
Well, it's figurative, but yes, it would be. If I put that on for a moment, I can tell you I do not stage a play, or a ballet, or a piece, unless I believe in it. Last year, Yvonne wrote a play. It was awful.
It really was. It was about Tupperware in 1960s Kent.
But I believed in it because in 1996, Yvonne gave me money. Now, we cast a fat one from Hearsay as the lead Tupperware, and do you know what? People flocked to see it, like ants round a piece of very ill-written ham.
So you just can't tell. It's like when you were quite important at the Royal Court and you put on that play about war and how sad it is, and it was 4 hours long with no interval, and the last 45 minutes was just a woman screaming in the dark, screaming and screaming something about death in her uterus, and everyone said it wouldn't sell, and it did.
No, it didn't.
Oh. Which one sold?
The one about the talking horse.
Oh, gosh, yes. That was amazing. A horse called Neville who talks. It sells itself. Are you crying?
No, I'm fine.
Day 12. The results have drawn a blank. Contrary to our expectations, the rats are showing reduced signs of brain activity despite the increase in their dosage and... Oh, God. Who needs rat-based research when there is Miranda? She is so fine, so ripe, so delicious, that it is all I can do not to pull her skirt up, bend her over the table, and introduce her to the Admiral. Proud and tall and strong, he yearns to thrust his handsome prow into her naughty waters. Powerful, handsome...
Roger, can I just stop you there and say that I am still in the room?
Right. I thought you'd gone home.
No.
How much did you hear?
Some.
And by some you mean all?
Yes.
I see. Then I might go next door and shut my head in the fridge.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
This morning I was awoken at around 11 a.m. by the sound of running water, and I said to myself, that sounds rather like ago that was behind me, all those years ago, when the last of the Mohicans shouted, "Stay alive, I will find you, whatever it takes." Oh no, wait, I think there was a song or a painting. I hate paintings. They're too flat, they're too square, and I have banned them in the house. But they won't take no for an answer, and what they do is they put themselves onto greeting cards and come in through the postie box. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Shut up, Garvey. So I get out of bed and put on my Garfield slippers because, hello, I love deadpan cartoon cats. And I wander upstairs to investigate the source of the water noise. Now, I notice that it is coming from inside the cleaner's quarters, and I shout, "Cleaner! Cleaner!" But there is no response, so I'm forced to kick down the door. And sure enough, there is Cleaner up to her chin, hubbly-bubbly bathwater with an enormous yellow duck. Now, I don't object per se to Cleaner taking ablutions. She is a fat woman, very sweaty. And often, when I walk past her in the house, I say, "Pooh, you're a stinking monkey cleaner with B.O." Therefore, normally I would be at the vanguard of the bathing campaign, but I have just kicked down the door, which means I must back it up with a dramatic outburst, or I will lose face. So I march towards the Cleaner and say, "Why in the name of Pentecost are you wallowing with a giant duck?" And she says, "I'm so sorry, madame, it is my morning off, and I'm trying to get rid of the muscle ache in my lower back." But of course, all I can hear is meh, 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 meh. So I grab her by the hair and smack her in the boobies. So they put me on the naughty chair and took away my Lego. And you might say, big deal, Binge Flaps, it's just Lego. But it's not just Lego, it is special Crime Watch Lego, and the Nick Ross has movable limbs. Then a bit later, I wandered downstairs to the drawing room for a confabulation with the China Lion. Now, the China Lion is a close companion whom I won in a raffle at a Hamburg fair. The lady said his name is Helmet. I said, "Silence! I will call him Sue." Now, China Lion is sat on the windowsill so he can see the garden, so he can see the door, and so he is near enough to the potpourri for a snack. And what he tells me is he is bored and wants to make mischief. And let me tell you, if you don't give China Lion what he wants, people die. So I run around the house in my pants, putting ketchup on the walls. But before I have even done any of the bedrooms, some of the women, I don't know their names, get grumpy humps and banish me to the garden. But I don't care. I had my steak, my trial. I dug a hole. Good times. I love it. Then they rang the bell for Sleepy Bye, so I hid in the pond. They found me almost immediately. I don't care. Shut up, Garvey.
In every office, there's a poo-loo. No one shouts about it or puts up a sign on the door, but it's an unspoken consensus amongst the staff. So when bloody Clive, or Janet, or that big Ed from HR come down to the third floor and misappropriate the poo by the kitchen, which is clearly for number ones, then yes, I'm going to be angry. And yes, I am going to bring it up at the Friday meeting. Poo in the poo-loo. We, anywhere else, it's very straightforward.
I think the workplace is a bit like society, because it's got people in it, and it's got people in it.
I just said, look, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, if he told me he was allergic to nuts, I would not have made him a nut cake for his birthday. And I would not have put some spare nuts into the envelope with a card, and neither would I have written happy birthday and nuts across his desk, or hid a nut in his inhaler, or put nuts in his face. And he would still be alive.
Susan was a brave woman and a wonderful wife. She enjoyed life to the full, and one of her greatest pleasures was music, and none more so than folk music. And her great friend Vicky, a professional singer, kindly agreed to compose a song especially for this memorial service. So to play us out, Vicky, if I can ask you to come up to the front.
Yeah, I don't mind not doing it, you know, if you want to get on.
No, of course I don't. Come on.
But if you do at all, I literally won't be offended.
I want you to play the song because Susan would have loved it.
Well, if you... Okay.
Now?
Yep, sure. Hi, church. This is a song. It's quite a short song for Susan. I've got an owl in my pocket and it hurts. I've got an owl in my pocket and it hurts. I've got an owl in my pocket, not a lozenge or a locket, and it's scratching on my leg with its beak quite a lot. Thanks. Bye then.
Sorry, can I have a word?
Not really.
What was that?
A song?
An owl in my pocket? What's that supposed to bloody mean?
Well, it's a song, isn't it? I mean, what does Eleanor Rigby mean?
Eleanor Rigby's a song about getting old?
Yeah. I thought that towards the end, Susan liked owls.
She was in agony. She didn't give a toss about owls.
What happened was, listen, I was going to write it last night, and I got pissed. Really pissed. I'm still pissed now, so that was pretty good considering.
I can't believe you do that.
Well, I can't believe that I can change it. She liked pigs. I've got a pig in my pocket and it's pink. Oh, come on, Steve. I'm pissed.
So, what's new? I feel like I haven't seen you for ages.
Yeah, that's because I've been away for 6 months on my expedition.
Oh, yeah, Jill mentioned something about that. What were you doing?
Yeah, just me and my mate Bertie sailed around Africa in a canoe.
A canoe as in a small plastic boat?
Yeah.
That must have been bloody dangerous.
Oh, God, extremely. I mean, what with the storms, the currents, the blisters, the dehydration, the lack of sleep, the capsizing with sharks. I mean, it was both physically and mentally very, very demanding.
And, sorry, why were you doing that?
Yeah, for the challenge.
But what for?
Well, you know, no one else had done it before.
Well, of course they haven't. What would be the point?
Well, you know, I mean, the challenge.
Yeah, you said challenge.
Yeah, okay, and...
Come on.
All right, don't rush me. The fact that women will now want to have sex with me.
Mm-hmm. Have you had a lot of sex since you came back?
Not really, no.
Right, so you could say it was all a bit of a waste of time.
Yeah, I suppose you could.
My family have lived here at Chingley Hall for generations. I live here with my sister Phyllis, who has no legs, and my dog Lindy, who has 4. Lindy is a red setter, a loyal friend, and a bloody good thing to have around. If you've got rats, Lindy, be quiet. And we do. My father was an entrepreneur, and in 1946 he said he'd seen the future, and the future was rats. Brought thousands of them to Chingley Hall with the aim of training them for different purposes. Rats of war, rats of peace, construction rats, rat police, and for the more discerning clientele, cocktail rats and a rat masseuse. It was an unmitigated disaster, or as some at the time called it, a rat-astrophe, the thinking being as a catastrophe was to do with cats. A rat-astrophe would involve rats, and then, say, a bat-astrophe would be a bat-related misfortune. And now, instead of Chingley Hall being one of Britain's best-loved historic homes, it isn't, it's just covered in rats.
Peter Wilcox here. The conundrum was answer phone, and you've got about 3 seconds to leave your message for Alison or myself or the boys or the dog. Not that you'd want to do that. I mean, he's deaf after the, buggeration.
So, as I say, we're soldiering on, keeping afloat, despite Peter's recent effort.
Yes, now, the deal was you buy these encyclopedia CD-ROMs for cost price, and then, when you sell them on, you get to keep all the profit as commission.
Yes, and the long and short of it is that Peter's no longer allowed to go to the pub and talk to people by himself.
No.
But we're not dwelling on it, mainly because we're keeping ourselves rather busy with some political activism.
Come on, you blues!
You see, Bloody John Prescott has decided to ruin our village with 300 ghastly new homes.
Yeah, just behind the church. Very pretty. Norman. Often walk the dogs past in
And
the
you know what they're
mornings.
going to do with them? They're going to stuff them full of bloody asylum seekers.
Well, darling,
no,
I'm
Peter,
hardly-
they are. And I'm sorry, I'm all for other countries. They provide places to go skiing. But what I'm not for is thousands of Somalians or Romanians or the bloody Swiss traipsing over here and setting up a commune.
Well, to be fair, you know,
Because
that's not...
they don't integrate.
Right.
They refuse. I've got a great friend who lives in Hampshire, Mary, and they've got a couple of Iraqi families in their village, and she says they don't make any effort at all.
Right, Alison.
She went round and tried to get them involved in the tennis tournament. No interest. Harvest Festival, same deal. And then she asked them to run the tombola at the Christmas fete, and they made a complete hash of it.
Alison.
No, Peter, I will finish. They made a complete hash of it, and it's no surprise. If you're not going to learn the language, you're not going to be able to run a tombola, especially if you don't know what a tombola is, and you turn up with bloody tennis rackets.
So Alison is baking protest banana bread?
Yes, with some pretty inflammatory icing. I've been under a bit of pressure recently, what with Greg and work, and I just thought I'd treat myself to a little R&R on a relaxation and pottery course. Paul, the therapist, is lovely, and our first task is to make a model of ourselves and present it tomorrow to the class. Sounds like fun. It's 8 o'clock, and I've been trying to make this bloody thing for 2 hours, and it's just not working. I mean, I've done a head, which is all right, and a body, but I can't do legs at all. And Paul said I could leave them off, but without legs it just looks like an aubergine, and I don't want to be an aubergine. They're stupid. It's 12:30 and I just don't understand it. I mean, I can run an office, I can renovate a house, I can run the marathon under 4 bloody hours, but I can't do legs. I can't. They look like sausage rolls, and everyone's going to say, what's wrong with you? Can't you do proper legs? And I'll say yes, but they won't believe me because it's not true. Greg was right. I am useless. It's 2 o'clock. I've done a breathing exercise, and I've decided that what I can do is take the arms off and use them as legs, and everything will be fine, and people will like me. It's 4:30, and everything is ruined. Oh, I took the arms off because I thought they'd make good legs, but they didn't. And then when I put them back on, they changed shape, and now the arms look shit as well. And the clay is starting to dry out, so it won't stick properly. So what I'm left with is an aubergine body, shit arms which fall off, and no bloody legs. Ow! I just bit my tongue and it hurts. It's 8 a.m. I've only got 1 hour to go before the presentation, so there's really only one option left. I'm going to get some clay, roll out 2 big balls, 2 small balls, and make tits. Not happy about it, but when the going gets tough, I make tits. Why is it always education, education, education? Why is it not education, hospitals, the environment? Or education, inflation, the war? Or hospitals, education, mice? Or asylum seekers, trains, the income tax? Or, no, actually, I see what they did there.
The problem with this country is alcohol and stupidity. Because if you add drinking to stupidity, you get drunk, stupid people who move your bin from outside your gate into the road. So I've left a note. Stupid drunk people, stop moving bins or else! Exclamation mark, triangle. And they've taken no notice. And you could argue that it's actually made things worse.
I never know if Tony Blair is lying or telling the truth. So what I do is I put all his statements out on the floor, put paint on my dog's paws, and then let him walk. Oh no, wait, actually that's how I do the lottery.
Oh, I forgot. You'll never guess what happened to me the other day. Out of the blue, Karl Lagerfeld rings me up and asks me to be his muse.
As in his fashion muse?
Yeah. And it's dead easy, apparently. I just keep doing what I normally do, just be a bit more musy.
You're not being funny, but aren't muses usually incredibly beautiful actresses and models?
Yes, but, you know, maybe he wanted a change. Maybe someone said, good God, Karl Lagerfeld, change the record, mate. Your muses are so samey and lithe, and, you know, he went away and thought about it, maybe overnight, and woke up saying, yeah, well, I'll bloody well show them. My next muse will be a quantity surveyor from Maidenhead. Just outside Maidenhead. How do you like them apples?
Either that, or it's a practical joke.
No, well, I don't think Karl Lagerfeld has time for practical jokes. You know, he's top... Right, no, I see what you're saying, yes. Yeah, come to think of it, he did sound a lot like Andy from work.
Yeah. Still, if it turns out that it was Karl Lagerfeld and you're his next muse, then bloody well done, mate. Yeah. How much does it pay?
Well, it's more of a prestige post.
Right, right. Still bloody well done.
Talking and Not Talking starred Laura Solon with Ben Moor, Katherine Parkinson and Ben Willbond. It was written by Laura Solon, with additional material by the cast, Carl Cooper, Andy Marlatt and Tony Roche. Original music was by Ozzy Miso and the producer was Colin Anderson.
Hello? Hello, it is me. Now, who else would it be? I'm calling from the house. Yes, I'm ringing about the plate I have ordered from your catalogue. It is a plate with a stripy horse on. What? Zebra? Pfft, shut up, there's no such word. Listen. Listen, it is a horse, it is stripy, it is on a plate, and I don't love it. No, in the catalogue it was small, it was round, it was an Oompa Loompa plate, but when I opened the box, I see a huge round saucer staring at me like a frightening moon. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Yes, I will hold. Hello, it is still me. I don't like the plate, but I can give you a reference number. Okay, it is 100,000,004, capital A, centilina, 6, 12 spaghetti hoops. That is all. Shut up, go away.